So I had a former Amazonian on the show. This is quite a while ago now, over a year ago. And anybody who wants to look her up, her name is Danette May. And when I was talking to her, I used to ask people a question: if you could change one Amazon policy, what would that be? And her answer was, I would change the policy I helped write. And I said, which policy was that? She said, well, this is not a very publicly known policy, but Amazon, in the service agreement that every seller signs, Amazon mandates every third party seller to stop selling a product if Amazon wants to become a first party seller for that. So my point is, Amazon was aggressive in pursuing being a vendor to many manufacturers, but that's no longer the case. So that stopped being their policy about 2 years ago. So since then, they've done a lot of things, but really, short of Amazon purging a bunch of vendors,
yes,
also vendors are now finding that it is not in their best interest to be selling to Amazon, because Amazon is not placing POs unless there is a demand. And if there is a demand, you can sell it directly, control the price, and still have Amazon do the fulfillment. So this is a no-brainer decision. But if you started as a first party, then obviously switching to third party is a bit of a challenge. So let's say that let's pretend that I am that first party vendor, and I say to you, I just want to control price. That's my main goal. But I have a lot of inventory at Amazon. I sell about 20 something SKUs, excluding their variations. And I don't know anything about selling on Amazon. So my priority is, first and foremost, I don't want to jeopardize my relationship with Amazon. I don't want to lose inventory, and I don't want to lose sales, and I want to go third party. So you take it from there. So how do we get started?
So that's common. So to get that started, one of the important things is to start communicating with your account managers, and then vendor or 1P sellers do have those account managers, especially when you have an inventory sitting and there could be some unpaid balances. So what do you want to do? This is more like when you have to leave your job and it's doing the right way, giving that 2 weeks notice. So you have to approach it that way, contacting, notifying your account manager that you have made that decision to gradually moving. So understanding what are the requirements are going to be with that transition, to make sure that the Amazon is aware of. So there is no, it's like a vengeance from Amazon, if you may, because they can and they will. They may cut your POs. They may remove, there are many things that they can take against you, maybe legally or not. I don't know. I cannot speak on that part. But the most important thing is to take that time, speak to them, and explain to them what the situation is, and you're going out. Once that portion is settled and everybody is notified, another important thing that I see a lot of sellers just just forget to take care is make sure that you zero all the inventories, because on the Vendor Central you have a line of inventory SKUs that are available for Amazon to place POs. So making sure that you level those inventory to zero and then marking them unfulfillable for future POs, that will make the system see that those are, because the last thing you want canceling POs, right? Let's say you even communicate, and Amazon 1P is notorious for miscommunication. So let's say you even communicated that you do no longer want to support Vendor Central or 1P business, but you forgot to cut off your inventory, marking them discontinued. You're going to get a PO. And this is kind of another layer of conversation, or maybe some sort of negotiations that just going to hurt your transition. So those will be the first, the important start. So moving from that, once you have established a relationship that you're reliving 1P and all your inventory is marked that you're no longer going to be fulfilling is the gradual transformation to the third party. Obviously, you mentioned there's an inventory there, so the Amazon will have the right to do whatever they want with that inventory, even up to the discounting. So you need to be prepared for that kind of a scenario, that there could be some, and like I said, the price is an important subject, but this is something that it quite likely happen while you're kind of going through this divorce portion. So obviously the next step is going to be establishing your Amazon Seller Central. If you have not done it yet, going through the procedure of registering business and formally establishing and verifying information. That is going to be standard procedure. Once you have settled that, that's what we'll take fully over by creating your listings. And also important portion is the brand registry. Because if you're a vendor central with brand registry access, usually the vendor central takes over the brand registry ASINs, and they're over dominating. You can have that brand registered through your standard brand registry procedure for your Seller Central, or you're being a third party, but the Amazon Vendor Central will dominate. So that is also another transition through the brand registry to making sure all the rights from brand registry is transferred to the Seller Central. Because like I said, we've seen it many times with create let's say A+ content or make changes or additions, and guess what? They're not reflecting because the listings have been created through the Vendor Central. And quite frankly, that is one of the biggest challenges that we've been going through with some of the vendors that we have done that transition. So making sure you communicate with Amazon about let's say the divorce, that everything is proper, making sure their inventories are marked, that you're not going to be fulfilling there anymore, they're not going to taking any POs, and establishing your Seller Central connection through your brand registry connection and completing that transition. That is the core action that needs to be taken to, let's say, call it finishing the phase 1, because from that portion what starts the regular selling processes.
Yeah.